Hey folks, BlackCross here, and welcome back to another BlackCross discussion. We have a lot to talk about in this video, so I'm going to try to be brief as much as I can, but at the same time fit as much news as I possibly can in this one, mostly because all of this is recent and it needs to be talked about right now. So here we go. So first things first, for those of you that are new to this information and everything like that, Square Enix had recently announced some time ago that they were going to do a remake of the original Secret of Mana that was originally released for the, I believe it was the NES? I'm going to be completely dumb on that one, but I'm going to say it was the original NES. It's for the SNES, my bad. Okay, yeah, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. But I couldn't remember if it was for the SNES or the NES. I just knew that the Secret of Mana was one of the most popular RPGs that Square Enix had underneath their belt. But they had recently announced that they were going to release a Secret of Mana remake for I think it was for the PC, Steam rather, as well as PS4. Honestly, I cannot remember for the life of me. I'm doing terrible right now for today's podcast, but I do believe that they technically are making it for I really need to remember this stuff. Huh, that's weird. Okay, so apparently that's not going to help me out much at all. But I do know that technically it's for digitally for PS4, PC, and I do want to say there's one other system that's available for, but I cannot remember for the life of me what it is. I'm sure I'll find it out and put an update on it, or maybe you guys would probably update me on it. I forgot, but the point is, my main concentration was the fact that it was going to be released for the PS4. But at the time, I didn't know if it was going to get a physical release. Well, recently, today, they just announced, and by today, this was like a couple days ago, of course, they just recently revealed that they were going to make physical copies, but there's a catch. First off, there's going to be a limited run of the Secret of Mana remake for the PS4. A limited run. So we don't even know if there's going to be enough for people to pre-order on, or if there's going to be like a complete shut-off entirely. And the worst offender of this whole thing is the fact that instead of selling it into their own store, where they would get the most money out of it, they're having the physical copy being released at GameStop. Yeah, they're releasing the physical version, and they're giving it to GameStop to where they can do the pre-orders. And I'm like, of all the people you can choose to have the physical copy sold to, GameStop. I mean, on the one hand, I'm not complaining, you know. I mean, at least the physical copy is available somewhere. But the problem is, why is it just GameStop? I mean, GameStop had to put out quite a bit of money for them to be able to say, hey, here's the Secret of Mana physical version that we're going to have available for you. And it's like, oh, sure, okay, okay. I mean, it's weird for me to think that, but at the same time, it's like, well, I mean, we're getting a physical copy anyway. But a limited run on physicals, that's what concerns me, is that, here's the thing, I've never played the original Secret of Mana, so, I mean, naturally, there's no reason for me to get hyped up for this, but honestly, I've heard it's a really good RPG, and also, it's just like, it's on the PS4, I have a PS4, why not, right? I mean, it just makes sense for me to go ahead and get the Secret of Mana for the PS4, especially if it had the physical version. According to the release date, though, it comes out February 15th, which is actually a week after the Shadow of Colossus remake gets released in that same month. So February is going to be a little bit tight on cash for most people, depending on who you are. If you're not interested in Shadow of Colossus, you might be able to pick this up easily with no problem. But if you're like me, where Shadow of Colossus, Final Fantasy, Dissidia NT, and then of course Secret of Mana comes out within 2 months, or rather, close to 3 weeks of each other. 3 weeks. It's like, yeah, it's a good thing pre-orders is this, to where I can do payments. That's probably the biggest offender of this whole thing, is the fact that I do a lot more shopping at GameStop, and pre-orders have helped me manage my money to where I can do payments here and there. So this is a good thing, but at the same time, it's like, I hope I have money in time before this gets completely sold out. That's my main problem. It's like, anytime Square Enix does a limited run, it's not that high. The last time they done a limited run on anything, which was the Final Fantasy 15 Collector's Edition, if you remembered, for some reason, it got sold out relatively quickly. And then they bumped up the production of it, and then it got sold out the second time. So, hopefully this one's going to be a longer run as well. I'm hoping. I mean, all case scenario, we can always just put negative comments or bad comments on Square Enix May feed saying, why isn't there enough physical copy of Secret of Mana? And they'll make physical copies. You never know. I mean, at today's age, I'm willing to accept the fact that, you know, not everything is set in stone like it used to. If enough fans and people complain about something, there will be more later on, as we have seen with the NES and the SNES Classic Editions, where they were limited run at the time, and now they're in continued production now. So, if for some reason if this gets sold out and they end up making more, that will make me happy, and I'm sure that'll make a lot of people happy as well. But here's hoping that I'll have the money to where I can get this, and hopefully you guys will be interested enough to pick up Secret of Mana, because if you've played it on the SNES, it makes sense to go ahead and try out the remake. Even if you're not a fan of it, it still has the same functionality as the SNES does, where you can have multiple people playing as the individual characters, up to 3 people. So it's like, hey, it still has the same functionality, it's just upgraded graphics. Which, honestly, the graphics in this one actually look pretty good. Let me give you an idea of what it looks like. That way it doesn't blast your ears. There we go. There's the updated graphics that Secret of Mana is going to look. Which, honestly, I like the style. I really do. It definitely looks good. Although that's just pretty cute, that dragon-looking thing. Okay, so it probably is just for PC and PS4. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Secret of Mana available physically for GameStop. If you want to get your physical copy, make certain to go and pre-order it right now. And now, in terms of another PS4 type update, there is going to be a Sony's Legacy PS2 theme for PS4. Is a fun hit of nostalgia. Now, technically, at the time of this recording, it's going to be released tomorrow, but it's going to be available right now in terms of when this video gets released. And as you can clearly see, the theme right here definitely has that look of the PS2 opening thing, you know, before you go into the main game or go and browse your memory card and stuff like that. That is basically literally right there of where the PS2 was originally made, and that just looks freaking awesome. My only gripe, which honestly it kind of makes sense, it's going to be $2.99. So let me go ahead and give you the details of this thing. For a little dose of PS2 nostalgia, Sony and Turum Pixels are releasing a new Legacy theme for PlayStation 4 that invokes fond memories of its best-selling console. Best-selling console is no kidding. It's lasted 10 years in production. The Legacy Dashboard theme will be released on December 6th for PS4, the same day 3 Jak and Daxter PS2 Classic hits the system. The theme costs $2.99, and it's clear that a great deal of work went into recreating the PS2 menu background automatically. What's that word? I have no idea what the fuck you're using big words for me. But my biggest thing is that I'm hoping that whenever you go and go through the menu, it has that same noise sound that the PS2 had. You know, like the boop 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 boop. You know, that type of thing. But needless to say, this looks cool. In all honesty, it really does look cool. So if you didn't know that the PS4 has this theme, now you know. Get it out there. It's, of course, obviously going to be digital, so you should be able to pick it up with no problem and download it. So yeah, the PS4 has a PS2 theme now. I like it. It looks really cool. It really does. Now, the next thing I want to go ahead and talk about right now is the fact that for ages, and a lot of Kingdom Hearts fans will tell you, for ages we've never really had an official Keyblade merchandise. We've always had props and fan-made stuff that people would make and then sell on eBay. But we've never had an official licensed Keyblade. Well, today we have that now, so let's just take a look at the Keyblade right now. And those figures look really good. I'm not going to deny it on that one. If they plan on making more, I may end up upgrading my Sora figure. But there's the Keyblade right there. You're going to love this. You got to take a look at this. I mean, the detail itself is actually really good, but wait until you get towards, like, the deeper detail of it. Like, there's some special stuff they've done with it. Those stands look awesome. I love the stands. Yes, you're seeing it right now. It has LED lights. And each light represents a spell from fire, blizzard, thunder, and cure. And it gets better. Just watch this. Watch this. It projects a keyhole. This is nuts. Okay, this is nuts. This is like the coolest official licensed Kingdom Hearts merchandise that any fan will probably see. I can guarantee it. I mean, seriously, this is official license from Proplica. And it's just, oh my gosh, it looks so freaking awesome. It's just, it lights up, it's good detail, it projects a keyhole. I want one! It just looks so awesome. Now, I don't know about the price. Now, that's not bad for an official licensed Kingdom Hearts Keyblade. Okay, that's not bad, especially considering the fact that it lights up, it has sound effects, it projects a keyhole, and it's very nicely done. It looks very, very realistic to the real one. Now, versus the fan-made version of it. Now, if you don't know, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. The one that closely resembles what Daniel had is this right here. There is a problem with it. Number one, the little staff part on this part right here is very thin. And then this little key thing, the little key thing at the bottom right here, it is also thin. So really the only big thing that's holding it together is this metal rod right here. Now, it sells for $40, $50. So if you want to shell out the extra $120 for an official licensed freaking Keyblade, honestly, $178, that's not as bad as what I thought it was going to be. Like, I imagine that this thing, depending on the quality of the Keyblade itself, which I imagine is probably going to be plastic to some degree, maybe not be. I hope it's not cheap plastic, but it's probably going to be sturdy plastic. And plus, this is Proplica. They're pretty well known for their sturdiness and stuff like that. So the biggest thing is the fact that it's going to be available. But the problem is it's pre-order only so far in Japan. I'm hoping, because my bank for some reason has problems dealing with out-of-country pre-orders. Don't know why, damn bastards. I'm hoping that they'll have this available somewhere else. In fact, let me check on something too while I'm at it on there. No. Apparently they don't have it yet. Damn it! So in other words, it's probably a Japanese pre-order only right now. I'll put a link in the description for you where it will lead you to the 2 links that Cynical from the Gamers Joint had linked. And that's how I found out about this one, because he kept news information on it. In other words, I knew about the figures that they themselves were making, which honestly I'm glad someone's making an update version of Donald and Goofy. My only problem is that, are they scaled with the figures of today, being that of Play Arts Kai, or are they all going to be like differently scaled, in which case that's going to suck. I mean, I understand that they do it differently to some degree, but my problem is that the measurements, if I'm a collector, I'm going to collect them to where they fit into that collection. You know, if I eventually get like the Aqua figure, and then whenever they add more figures, which they said that they're going to make more, which I'm hoping that they'll make more, including the Organization 13 of Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm really hoping that they'll do that, but I'm hoping that these will scale up with it, you know. Because it's been a while since we've had a Donald and Goofy Play Arts Kai figure. It's been a while. But for the most part, just to see this, it's just... my wallet hates me now. It hates me too much, especially since I'm living here in this apartment. I can't spend that much, you know. I have to be careful. But hopefully it will be available to where I can order it myself in America. But if your bank isn't finicky about stuff like that, you should be able to pre-order in the 2 particular website that I will give you in the link below. And finally, in terms of cross-gaming news updates, if you remember, I did a video a couple months back about the Tokyo Game Show, where in Square Enix's main toy fair show, they showed off some early development pieces of updated versions of Final Fantasy VII characters. And of those update characters, they were, of course, Vincent and Sid Highwind. So basically, Vincent Valentine has been done a couple of times now, but we've never actually seen a Play Arts Kai figure of Sid Highwind. We've never seen Sid in a figure before. So to see him finally be put in terms of the Play Arts Kai figures, this is really nice to see. But I also found out something interesting as well. As you can clearly see right here, they have Cassis now. Now, here's what's interesting. I don't think he's bundled with Sid Highwind. And I say I don't think he's bundled with him because of this. We're now getting an update version of not only Sid Highwind or Vincent Valentine or Cassis, we're also getting a update version of Red 13. We're finally going to get an update version of those. So essentially we're now almost having all of the characters. You know, we have an update version of Cloud, we have Barrett, we have an update version of Sephiroth, of Sackfair. We're getting update versions for Sid Highwind, Vincent Valentine, Red 13, as well as Cassis. So essentially all that's left is the female cast, you know. There's Tifa, Yuffie, as well as Aerith. So those are all that's left now in terms of the Final Fantasy VII Play Arts Kai figure collection set being underway of being available for everybody. So hopefully they'll make those 3. But to see this makes me very happy. What it does, it makes me very happy to know that this is official, the fact that we're getting Cassis now. So hopefully later on they'll reveal some more information in terms of the Final Fantasy VII Remake characters. And hopefully they'll reveal Tifa, Yuffie, and Aerith in time. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. In all honesty, I'm really happy to see that Square Enix is releasing these figures. They're releasing them in high quality detail. Again, not so much for my wallet, but I mean, I'm happy either way, you know. I spend the money, I get sad and disappointed, but later on I'm happy because I actually got figures, so yay, because they look awesome, I love them. Plus, I love Final Fantasy VII enough to where I can absorb the payload that it pushes out. I mean, come on already. I've got that, for crying out loud. I think I can handle purchasing these figures. Now, if for some reason Square Enix all of a sudden turn around and say, hey, we have a Bring Arts version of these things, then I might actually go towards those things, because Bring Arts actually is cheaper than the Play Arts, but who knows if they're going to make the Bring Arts versions of these things. So far they have not, so I imagine that they probably are not going to get a Bring Arts version of these things, which is unfortunate. But, oh well. That's it for me. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about all of this. Again, the pre-order for Secret of Mana is available now, as well as its physical version at GameStop. There's also the fact that we're getting a new theme for the PS4, which is PS2 themed. The new Keyblade, as well as the update version of Cassis and Red 13 finally. So yeah, I'm very happy. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. This is BlackCross signing off. Take care, guys.